Hey, welcome to the Two Dudes and a Room podcast, episode 4. I am Nathan, and I'm joined here with
Oscar.
And today, we're going to be talking about all sorts of anime shit. This is the anime episode.
This is the episode that many of you have been waiting for, and you got to give the people what you want.
Oh yeah, so many of our listeners have been waiting for this particular episode. I think like
Gots to give the
at
people
least
what they
2,000 or 3,000 people.
Oh yeah,
have been waiting for this.
I've been getting a lot
one.
of emails about it, and so I think that finally, on this last day of March, this is when we're gonna do it.
By the way, speaking of emails, real quick, I think we need to set up another email account because we're getting so much fan mail from all of our fans that it's kind of overflowing our inbox.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely take care of that later.
Also, can you make sure to turn down that sponsorship from Nike because they've been spamming us? They really want our business.
No, it's kind of embarrassing at this point.
Yeah.
So, but like we said, today's going to be the anime episode. So to start, I would like to ask you, Hershey, what got you started in anime?
Dude, wow, what got me started? Like, what was the first anime I ever watched?
Yeah, sure. What was your first anime you ever watched? Who showed it to you, or how did you discover that?
I think the biggest... I think I just naturally saw anime when I was in high school. I didn't see it in middle school.
So you were kind of later in life.
Yeah. It was like early. It was like freshman year is when I started watching anime.
Well, what do you count as anime?
Something that was produced in Japan.
Because for me, I count the first time I watched Pokemon as a child anime. Because
well, yeah, I definitely watched
or
Pokemon.
like Yu-Gi-Oh!
You know what? You know what it was, dude? I remember now. It was Studio Ghibli. The first anime thing I ever saw was Princess Mononoke, specifically.
How old were you when you saw that?
I was very, very young. I was like 7 or something, and my brother watched it with me, and it messed me up because have you seen Princess Mononoke?
Yeah.
All right, so this isn't a spoiler for anyone. It's like one of the earliest scenes in the show where the fucking pig shows up, the like worm pig thing,
right?
The warthog thing.
Yeah,
dude, imagine seeing that when you're 7. You've never seen any anime ever,
right?
So it's all new to you, and like the worms are all writhing and shit, and that shit scared me. But it was also like sick. It was so fucking cool.
Okay.
So I watched that. I watched Spirited Away. I always had fond memories. I watched Spirited Away just with me and my brother. So I watched it alone. I didn't know the whole world was like up in arms about it. I didn't know it was popular.
Right.
So it was just this very special thing for me where I just really liked the film and I thought it was like this cool thing. And then come to find out, like a lot of other people have watched it. So I would say that was probably my first time. What about you?
Okay. So like I said, probably my first one was my dad got me to watch Pokemon. And that was like huge for me as a kid. I also watched Spirited Away. I think my dad got that on DVD and we watched it. That was really good. Well, for me as a kid, I didn't really get Spirited Away. Like, it was kind of confusing. Like, I didn't really understand what was going on, but it looked cool. So, that was pretty cool. You know, I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff like that. But my first real dip into, like, real deal anime was, like, Dragon Ball Z. I used to watch Dragon Ball Z constantly. I had a stepbrother who played the Budokai games. And I would always watch him play and play with him and stuff like that. And I used to just love it. Like, what was there not to love about as a little boy? What was there not to love about Dragon Ball Z?
That's like the hypest shit ever.
It was super hype.
It also teaches you like the concept of like, nah, fuck that, keep pushing and like overcome.
Right.
In a really accessible way when you're young.
Yeah.
They just keeps trying and like they just overcome it, you know?
No, that was my shit when I was younger. So I used to watch a lot of Dragon Ball Z. And then as I was getting older, so that was probably when I was like 6 or 7. Then when I started like not listening to my parents when they told me to go to sleep, I would stay up and watch like Adult Swim and Toonami. And that's when I got into like Death Note. Death Note was like my first seinen anime that I ever watched, and like that had me hooked on anime, dude. And from there it was like, you know, anything I could do to get my hands on a manga, like at a library or something like that, I would read it. I would read all of it.
Hell yeah.
And so, yeah, dude.
That's crazy that you say that because I remember for me, the Studio Ghibli was like the first exposure to it, you know, and I knew I liked it.
Right.
But the first time I really got hooked was when I was, it was still in high school. I would have been 16, I think.
Right.
I was like, man, I want to watch anime, you know, and I didn't have streaming services or anything back then. So I was just going on sites and watching that shit for free, dude.
Oh, dude.
And I was just going on my phone too.
Yeah.
So I knew all the tricks. I knew all the like, don't click on the link, hit the video, the pop-up's going to come up, X out of it, hit the pop-up. It's going to happen 3 times. Now you can play, now you can full screen. And I used to be like an admin in this little like tiny little fucking anime community online called ZincView. And I knew a bunch of buddies on there, and so that got me into it too. But the first one that really hooked me, bro, was Full Metal Alchemist.
Really?
Yeah,
I was. I
watched
Full Metal Alchemist too.
hella early, dude.
Yeah,
that shit was hella early.
I mean, I watched that like probably in those times where I found Death Note. Probably even before that, to be honest. I think I was watching Full Metal Alchemist like probably, I don't know, since I was like 7, 8 years old, dude.
Oh,
like
okay,
whenever it would,
you were way early.
Yeah, whenever it would come on after, because that was like one of the first ones that would come on. I think the lineup was like Dragon Ball Z was like the first one, and then it'd be Full Metal Alchemist was a little later. It'd be like 2 episodes of Dragon Ball Z, then like 2 episodes of Full Metal Alchemist, or maybe 1 episode of Full Metal Alchemist, and then the latest one was like Death Note, and like Death Note was like at 11 o'clock. Which may not sound late for some people.
No, it's
like,
late for a fucking 7-year-old.
Exactly. So
no,
like
my parents were super religious, and so they would never let me watch Adult Swim in a million years.
Yeah.
I didn't have my own TV in my room, so I was so young that like you're not even allowed to be in the living room,
right?
You know, after a certain point. So I just never got to watch Toonami or Adult Swim until I was, you know, like 12.
See, this is what separates you and me.
Okay, dude.
I'm the GOAT for real.
All
so
right,
what I did...
You're also the, what was it, comedic genius?
Yes. Mm-hmm. So what I did was I would sneak and watch it in... if I had a TV in my room, I would just turn the TV on, turn the volume down, maybe turn the subtitles on, and watch it like that. Or I would... If I was at my grandpa's house, and Micah and we would wait for my grandpa to go to sleep, and then go into the living room, turn on the TV, turn the volume down, and then watch it like that.
What really separates us is the fact that your parents were able to sleep through that. Because my house was super, super, super creaky. So even though I weighed nothing as a kid, I'm still skinny, but I was even skinnier when I was a little kid. That shit would creak like crazy. And I got caught a lot. I got caught a lot sneaking out of my room doing stuff. So I was like, fuck it, I'm not going to take the chance. And honestly, like, I didn't even know about Toonami until later, you know?
Right.
So I didn't know what I was missing.
Right.
You guys knew what you wanted.
That's weird that like nobody at your school like talked about it or anything.
I didn't talk to a lot of people in middle school, dude. I didn't have a lot of friends.
What about like elementary school and stuff?
No one talked about Toonami in elementary school. In elementary school, we were talking about video games. All my friends were video gamers. So we would talk about Halo. We would talk about, you know, Melee, you know, like I was in that circle of people. So
you didn't even have a kid who like Naruto ran everywhere?
Yeah, but that just like made me think that Naruto was lame because they would just do lame shit, you know?
Man, that kid probably is.
Everyone kept talking. They wouldn't shut the fuck up about Dragon Ball Z, you know? So I grew up with this view of Dragon Ball Z that it's just like, and the other guy's like, and the other guy's like, and that's the whole show. So I had a distaste for like the main anime, and I didn't have access to anime anyway. So it took a while for me to be like, you know, let me check this out. And returning to Studio Ghibli got me back in there because I started watching it again. But Full Metal Alchemist, that shit just put me on because I watched the first Full Metal Alchemist. I actually didn't watch Brotherhood at first.
Right.
And then I found out about because, Full Metal Alchemist is only like, is it 12 episodes or is it like 24 episodes?
No, the first Full Metal Alchemist is like super long. I
thought Brotherhood was super long.
Brotherhood is long. I would say it's at least 20-something episodes of the first one.
It might be 24 or it might be 36. But I remember watching it. And
Jamie, can we check that?
Yeah, Jamie, pull that up real quick.
Pull that up.
I'm actually pulling it up right now while we're talking. But the point is, when I finished watching the first Full Metal Alchemist, I wanted more episodes, you know? I was like, fuck.
Right.
Like, that's it, you know? Like, damn, what a journey that was. I wish I could have more. And then I learned about Brotherhood through a friend. and I was like, oh my god, this is exactly what I fucking wanted. So I was hooked, you know.
Right. So I also had your problem, like you were saying, when you would go onto like websites and have to like
51 episodes, by the way.
Yeah, I thought it was like longer.
Yeah.
But I had to go onto websites, and not websites, but where you had to go onto websites and like look for anime and stuff like that because it wasn't available.
Yep.
I remember having to go onto YouTube and like look up Naruto, or the one I remember is like Sergeant Frog. Sergeant Frog is like a
I watched
anime.
Sergeant Frog when I was younger.
Yeah, Sergeant Frog is funny as
Exactly.
Exactly.
I fucking watched that shit, dude.
Sergeant Frog was funny as fuck, but the only way that I could watch it is on YouTube.
So-
This was on YouTube before they like banned like did copyright and shit like that.
So you could just straight up watch that shit.
Yeah. So, but you could, but it would be in the very low resolution. It'd have like
It's
Spanish
like pitched up
subs
or something.
Yeah, it'd have Spanish subs, and like they would have to like make weird cuts and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
like and it'd be like if one episode was split into like 5 parts, and so you had to get episode 1, part 1, and then go through.
And sometimes those creators would like they just wouldn't have finished the whole show.
Right,
So
exactly.
you get to the end of an episode and you go to look for the next one. It's not
It's
there.
not there,
You're like,
so you have to
"What?"
go and find another creator and hope that they have the rest, and then you know,
Man, I forgot about Sergeant Frog. I
Oh,
watched
yeah.
Sergeant Frog pretty young, too.
Sergeant Frog was
That might have been
amazing.
one of the earliest ones I watched as well.
I love the intro for that one, the Afro Sue Jones.
Yeah,
like that.
No, Sergeant Frog's fire. I also watched. Remember the frog that had like the scar, the red one?
Yeah,
I thought he was cool.
that was the corporal.
Yeah, I thought the corporal was cool when I was
Yeah.
young. No, another one I watched. You told me you haven't seen this one, and I think it's actually a lesser known one. But one I watched really early was called Gun X Sword, and it's not like a particularly good anime. Honestly, it's not bad, but it's just kind of like it's all right, you know.
Right.
But that was my first mech anime.
Okay.
And a lot of people really like mech anime. I was never a big Gundam dude.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really that into mech anime. I mean, we'll get into that later. But I'm not really into mech anime. But the first mech anime that I think I really liked that I watched was Zoids. Zoids was the fucking shit.
I never
dude.
watched Zoids.
Do you know what Zoids is?
You know why I know what Zoids is? Because I watched. Didn't they have a fighting game? Didn't they have a Zoids fighting game?
It's
on like the
possible.
Super Nintendo.
I'm not sure. Not Super Nintendo. It's after that, probably.
Oh, really? Then I never saw it. Yeah, I never. saw it.
Zoids is like a mech anime, but the mechs they pilot are like
Oh, it's the one with the animals.
It's like a lion. Yeah. So that was my shit.
Okay,
dude,
I remember
because
this being a thing.
It just looks super cool. I was really into Power Rangers too when I was a kid, so they just remind me of Megazords.
The
but they
Zoids were cool.
They were animated in like 3D kind of, and so it was just really cool to me as a kid.
I wasn't a Zoids. Okay, so what age is this for you for Zoids?
Zoids. That was still in New Jersey, so I was probably like, I couldn't have been older than like 9.
Okay, so 7 or 8. So
Yeah.
when I was 7 or 8, you know what I was into?
What?
Bionicles, bro. I was a Bionicles kid. I had friends who collected Bionicles and shit, and so I learned about it, and they knew all the like different lore and shit, and I started fucking around with Bionicles. And for a while, I played Yu-Gi-Oh too. Why are you frozen and not moving? What's going on, Oscar?
Man.
Look, I grew up in a
Man,
fucking
the
church. I grew up in a
hallmark of
fucking
lame
church.
childhood, ladies and
I grew up
gentlemen.
in a fucking
You've
church,
seen it
dude.
here first. Bionicles, my dude.
I grew up in a church. Most of my friends outside of school were
Bro,
kids that went to church with me.
What's
and
next? Are you gonna tell me how hype Lego Ninjago was?
I don't even know what Lego Ninjago is, dude.
Oh man, Bionicles. I mean, I had friends who liked
My
Bionicles.
point is that was my only like figurine thing that I had.
Right.
I didn't know about Zoids. I didn't know about fucking. See what I mean? I don't even know about any of them.
Right.
So all I had was Bionicles, and even then I wasn't super into Bionicles. I thought they were cool. I used to
Right.
like collect them and shit, and like I don't know. I thought it was sick.
Which of the big 3 did you watch first?
Of the Dragon Ball, you talking Dragon Ball, Naruto, Bleach, or
it's Naruto. Well, I know which one you watched last.
One Piece, Naruto,
One
and
Piece,
Dragon Ball?
Naruto, and Bleach.
Oh, which one did I like? You're not saying watch all the way through. Like you're saying like
I'm
see.
saying watch all the way through.
I haven't watched through any of them.
Really? You haven't watched any of the big three?
Yeah, I don't really feel like I'm missing too much with Naruto, to be honest.
That's crazy.
I don't feel, Bleach has some cool stuff, but it just, I don't know. It's all right.
I feel like you should do it just because, because
Nah.
like it's like a rite of passage,
Not at all.
Man,
How is
that's
it a rite of
crazy.
passage?
It's like that's like the big three was most people's gateway into anime.
Yeah, but I had a different gateway, and that's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, I had
know.
a different gateway, and I like got in my own way, and I ended up really enjoying it, and thank God, because I never had to sit there
Right.
and watch fucking, how many episodes is Naruto? Like 500 something?
Probably like 700
Yeah,
something.
I didn't have to sit there and watch 700 episodes where half of them are filler,
Well, yeah, Naruto's
And I've seen how Naruto gets. I watched Bob recently watch through it again when we used to live together.
right.
I'm not missing out on much, dude.
It's not Naruto. I feel like you have to. So for me, with the big three and shonen anime in general, shonen is like
I'm good with One Piece. You know what I mean? I'm
Right.
good. Like,
But I
I
think-
bit the biggest fish off. I'm watching it.
I think
That's it.
One Piece, the way I would describe it, One Piece is probably the best. It has got shonen down to a science. Like One Piece is probably the best shonen anime for me, personally speaking. One
We're
Piece.
definitely going to piss a lot of people off with this episode. I can already see it.
Oh, I mean,
'Cause
honestly,
it's only been like what 15 minutes, and I've already called Naruto trash, and you're saying One Piece.
I'm
is
not
the
saying
best
that
shonen?
Naruto. I didn't say
No,
that.
I just said
I
I've
didn't
already
say
called
that.
it that.
I would say that Naruto it's good. Like if you're, I don't know.
Yeah.
If
Nicely said.
if you're like, if Naruto is your favorite anime, if you call yourself somebody who this is me. This is
Here
this
we
is
go.
me
Here
saying
we go.
this.
Here we go, guys.
And I won't
Get
you
those
know
get
I
those
won't yuck,
pitchforks ready.
I won't yuck anyone's yum. If you like
What the
Naruto,
fuck? Whoa! Stop
it's fine.
everything.
But-
Stop everything. Pause the show. What the fuck did you just say?
What?
I won't what?
I won't yuck anyone's yum.
I won't. Okay, we're gonna just move on from this.
All right.
If you're listening to this and you've heard the saying, "I won't yuck anyone's yum," make a comment. I guarantee you, no one has fucking heard that shit ever. Okay, please continue.
All right. Anyway, I'm not going to put you down, but I will say this. If you call yourself like a seasoned anime watcher and Naruto's your favorite anime, I think it's time to grow up. Like, I mean, honestly, like,
What's your favorite anime?
like my favorite anime? That's tough. I'm going
All right.
through kind of a crisis
Well,
right now.
I told you that I didn't want, before the show, I told him that I didn't want to do top 5 anime. So it's unfair of me to sit here and ask him to say what his favorite anime is.
Okay, I can answer it. I can answer it if so I'm going through kind of like a crisis right now. I'm kind of I want to say One Piece. I really do. So I am. I'm just going to say One Piece.
There you
The
go.
only thing that I would say is that I do have a huge soft spot in my heart for Gurren Lagann because that anime like is the only anime that I watched.
But it's more for like the impact it had on you.
Oh
and at
yeah,
that moment in your life.
That's an anime that I watched at a certain time in my life that really impacted me and changed how I thought about things.
Which is good. It's great to have that
Yeah.
take that away from a show at
that
all.
was just that anime probably like, oh man, I've never been like gutted like that before.
Yeah.
And so
Did you learn how to gig a drill breaker IRL?
oh man, it's so cool, dude. That show is like, you know how in D&D they have the rule of cool? That's how
Yeah.
they made that show. Is they just like, what would be awesome to do? Well, let's have a bunch of giant robots. And then okay, we have a bunch of giant robots. Then why don't we have them combined together? Okay, cool. And then why don't we have them throw fucking universes at one
Galaxies at each
another
other,
like
yeah.
ninja stars? You know what, Bob? I think that's right. We should do that. And then they just made it. And so I really have a soft spot in my heart. But if I'm going to be honest, storytelling, fights, well, I won't say fights. You don't watch One Piece for the fights. But storytelling, world building.
There are fights that are good too. Like,
Oh yeah, no, I didn't say that. You're
it's-
about to find out.
Yeah,
but-
it's right what you say though. It's not just the fights, right? Like it's the build up and the payoff. The fight is the payoff.
it's like this. Dragon Ball Z without fights would be pretty awful.
Oh, God.
It would be a pretty awful
God.
show. You could take the fights out of One Piece and still have a very good show.
Yeah, it'd be pretty
I'd
good.
say that. Yeah.
But the fights they take it to the next level.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
You want to see Luffy fight that person.
It is.
You wanna
It is
see-
a shonen. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that one's. I like that aspect of it for sure. But no, you know another anime that I saw when I was pretty young with Micah,
What was that?
Panty and Stocking.
Hmm.
I really liked that one when I was young.
Okay.
Because that one taught me that like anime can be funny.
Yeah.
And then I saw Dead Leaves.
I've never heard of that.
Bro, Dead Leaves is a trip. That's an anime movie. That's just a single movie. This guy just like animated this one movie, animated it really well, and it's a fucking trip. From the beginning to the end, it's action. For just an hour and like 15 minutes. And
Okay.
it's just like takes place in the future. People show up, these like two aliens show up on Earth. One of them has a TV head. And they just fucking show up, start playing GTA 5 in real life. The cops arrest him, send him to Moon Jail. They break out of Moon
Micah
Jail.
showed me that
Yeah,
one too.
shit's
Yeah.
crazy. It's just such a crazy anime to watch. It's just over the top. It's weird.
Yeah, it kind of looks like what's that one show? There's one show everybody loves, but I can't stand it. It's that show where like the world is being like pressed down on with a giant iron.
Oh, you're talking about FLCL?
Fully Cooley. Yep,
Yeah.
Fully Cooley. Everybody nuts their pants over that show, but I can't stand it.
I think Fully Cooley was a bit overhyped for a while.
Oh, yeah.
But it was also kind of cool because it was so different from other anime. But yeah, man, no, that one's good for sure. But we should probably get into the categories, man. You
Okay,
know?
sure.
We should start getting into the rankings.
All right. I think since I had to do it, what would be your favorite anime?
See, this is why I didn't want him to have to do it because I knew he was going to make me do it.
Yep. Let's just start there, and then we'll go into the categories.
I don't know, man. I feel like I haven't watched enough, you know? But,
I'm waiting.
I mean, it's going to take a lot of thought. I'm going to have to
Okay.
really sit here and process through all of it. My favorite anime of all time.
Yeah, man.
It's not as easy for me to say.
Okay, we'll go through some categories, and then we'll see if anything pops out at you. All right.
All right.
I want to know what was your favorite, let's just say, sad anime, like emotional.
Favorite sad anime.
I already got mine. All right. I mean, I already got mine in the pipe. 5 by
I don't
5.
watch a lot of sad anime. I'd probably say there's a Grave of the Fireflies.
Okay. I read the manga for that one. That one is pretty sad.
Yeah.
What? When did you watch that one?
I watched that in high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. My favorite sad anime. Well, why don't you, in case anybody doesn't know what it's about, and in case they might want to check it out, why don't you tell us like what's it about?
Look, it's a yeah, I mean, it's something best experienced completely blind, in my opinion.
Okay.
A lot of the sadness in that show comes from unexpected things, I would say it's fair to say.
Mm-hmm.
So just go check it out. Out. It's about a bunch of it's a good story. It's nice and simple. It's easy to understand. Go check it out. But only do it if you're trying to watch a sad anime because it's sad.
Okay. Did it make you cry?
It made me get pretty close to it. You know, when you start feeling it in your eyes.
Has any anime made you cry?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Trying to think.
I'm not a big crier either.
I don't-
But it's happened to me before.
I don't watch a lot of the only ones that would make me cry would be like a romance anime, like a really serious, like 5 centimeters per
Wait a
second.
second.
You know what I'm talking about?
Have you watched what's that one called? Keep going. I got to think about this.
You know 5 centimeters per second.
No.
Oh really?
No.
It's made by the guy that. Remember when we were watching Jujutsu Kaisen in the theater and you asked me if I had seen that one romance anime?
I haven't watched Jujutsu Kaisen in the theater with you.
I mean Demon Slayer. Sorry,
Sure.
you don't remember?
I don't remember you asking that now.
It was like one of the most famous anime romance movies ever. My Promise or some shit like that.
Do you was it do you want to eat my pancreas or something like that?
No, what the fuck?
That's a sad anime movie.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, what's your sad anime?
My sad anime would be Anohana. Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever feel like a good cry, if you ever feel like, hey, I haven't been emotional in a while, maybe I'm holding some stuff in that I don't know how to deal with, go and watch Anohana. The Flower That We Saw That Day. That's the English version. That shit will make you. Oh man,
Is that the
dude.
one about the one of them is blind or something?
No.
Oh.
It's an anime about this group of friends
Oh, with the girl.
with the girl. She's
I've seen that one.
a ghost.
That one made you cry?
Oh yeah, dude.
Interesting.
They have a song in there called Secret Base that they play every time something sad and emotional happens, and I have a Pavlovian response to that. Like anytime I hear that song, I start to tear up
I don't-
because of how hard, like emotionally that show hit
I don't
me.
normally get there with anime, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean that was terrible. There's also but Anohana will get you. Anohana will put you down. I mean, I don't know. It put me down, and that was like, I'm not a big crier, and like I don't get really, I'm kind of like you. I don't get really emotional when I watch anime and stuff like that. I'll get emotional, like I'll want the characters to succeed and stuff, but
I think the movie that made me the saddest was probably Happy Feet.
yeah, that was a pretty sad one too.
Yeah. Had me crying on my knees in the theater,
Yeah.
watching that penguin.
On your knees, dude.
Yeah, I was like slumped, with
Right.
both palms open. Mm-hmm. Like
On the ground or like face
I was
up?
on the ground in the movie theater. Like I fell out of my chair on my knees,
Right.
but my face was looking up at the ceiling, just crying, you
Right.
know. And it was like, it wasn't like the loud cry. It was like the ugly silent cry. The ones like, you know what I'm saying? Just like, yeah.
You didn't want to be rude to the
No,
other-
I was just crying so hard that like
Right.
it was just silent.
Yeah.
Happy Feet was man.
That was a roll. But so my runner up for that one would be A Silent Voice.
What's that one about?
Oh man. This one's about a girl. Okay. So this dude bullied this girl back when they were in elementary school, right?
Oh no, and this is the one I was talking about. It's recent,
They're
right?
deaf?
It's not super recent, but it's sort of
She's
recent.
deaf?
Yeah, she's deaf.
Yes.
It's a pretty looking anime. It's really well.
Have you watched
Dude,
it?
yeah, and the final scene from that fucking man.
Yeah. No.
That one's a good one. Yeah.
When she starts apologizing, I don't know anybody who can look at that and like not tear up, dude. Like that was a heart tugger, that tugged on my heartstrings. So yeah, that's anime you can watch if you want to go and completely obliterate your emotions. My next category for you would be what's like the funniest anime you've ever watched. I think an honorable mention has to go to Sergeant Frog, because Sergeant Frog was hilarious, and
Yeah.
I even watched that and dubbed, and it was hilarious.
I think probably Penny and Stocking, dude. Sorry.
The dubbed.
I got to give it to Penny and
Really?
Stocking. And yeah, really. Have you seen Penny and Stocking?
Yeah,
I don't
I've
think
seen
you've
it.
seen Penny and Stocking.
I've seen it.
Did you watch the sub?
I watched it in sub. Yeah.
That's why. So most shows, the dub is bad. In Panty and Stocking, they hired a completely separate team.
Didn't Tara
So-
Strong
Huh?
do one of those characters?
Who?
Tara Strong. She voiced like Raven in Teen Titans.
Yeah,
She's voiced
I'm
like
pretty
a lot
sure
of
she
people.
voices the second character, the Stocking.
Okay.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is in the dub, they hired a whole team to localize the entire show. So
Okay.
all of the writing, all of the jokes, and all of the humor,
It makes sense.
they removed all the Japanese only elements and like made it American humor. And they also changed the timings of some of the jokes. It's fucking hilarious.
Okay.
So the dub is actually for once in a while, good. It's actually good.
Okay.
So that one I watched with Micah, man. That show is really funny. The original is hilarious. It's all over the place. It has like, you know how Chowder would like cut to scenes of like clay stop motion models and shit.
Right.
They like do that in the show.
Okay.
And it's like funny. I don't know. It's just a good show.
All right, that's fair.
What about you?
My funniest anime, to be honest, I have to give this one to Konosuba. Konosuba had me dying, bro. And like just the idea, because I really don't like a lot of isekai anime. I like I just kind of that whole wash, rinse and repeat of isekai anime. I didn't like that, but the fact that Konosuba breaks all that down and makes fun of it, I thought was absolutely hilarious. Like, the characters in that show are hilarious. The situations that they find themselves in, hilarious. The delivery, even in sub, hilarious. Like, hilarious. I've heard the dub version is even good too. But that show was, I don't know, had me rolling, dude.
Yeah, Konosuba was one that I never watched.
Really?
Yeah, because when I played Final Fantasy 14, I used to do a lot of raiding, and all my raid buddies wouldn't shut the fuck up about Konosuba, dude. And they would sit there and talk about like which girl was the best girl.
Oh, it's for good reason.
And they'd compare Aqua.
It's
and
darkness, by the way.
Yeah, okay, dude.
Yeah.
They'd compare
Tina.
They compare all the girls to each other and shit. And I'm just like, dude, I don't give a fuck. I'm just trying to kill this boss so I can get my Bis gear. But yeah, I don't know.
I just need to get my Bis gear, bro.
Everyone wanted their Bis, dude. That's what they were there for, you know? We all put aside 2 hours Friday, 2 hours Saturday, and 2 hours Sunday to go fight a video game boss together. That's what we did with our time. Every week. Non-stop for 6 months.
That seems excessive. But I would ask you to go and watch that show. Just watch it fresh. Don't have any expectations.
You know, I've asked you to do a couple things that you didn't want to do, and you
Excuse
did
me?
it, and then you did them for me. And I know that they weren't the most fun for you, but you went out of your comfort zone and you gave them a try. So it's only fair for me to go and give this show a shot. I really wish you had picked a different show for the one you asked me to watch out of all of them, really. Konosuba, really. But that's fine. You know, if that's the one, then I'll.
Well, it's not the one. I mean, you don't have to. I'm just saying, like, it's a fucking hilarious show.
Oh, I don't have to?
You should watch it.
I don't have to watch it?
You don't. You're an American. You can do whatever you want.
Oh, okay, great.
I'm not gonna
put
a gun to your head.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna watch it then. It's not my favorite type of show, you know.
It's really funny, dude.
I might check it out.
It's really funny. I would say if you can watch if you do anything, just watch like the first 2 or 3 episodes, and then once you get like what's going on, I think you'll be kind of, for me, I got hooked after the 3rd episode.
I usually watch the first 3 episodes of anime.
Yeah.
It gives you a good, you know,
gauge on what's going on.
No, dude, most of I'm discovering from these categories that like these aren't the kind of anime I typically watch.
Really?
Yeah, I don't watch sad anime. I don't watch funny anime, you know.
Oh, dude, I watch everything. I watch anime like it's my fucking job, dude.
Well, what's the next category?
Oh, man. Runner up for sad anime besides Anohana. I just thought about this, but To Your Eternity.
Yeah, To Your Eternity is pretty
devastating.
Yeah. I've seen To Your Eternity. It's pretty sad.
Devastating, dude. All right, but other than that, the next category, I would think, what would be? Let's go with what about Slice of Life? What's your favorite Slice of Life?
Oh yeah, Slice of Life is a good one, man.
Yeah,
I'm actually Slice of Life is like a guilty pleasure for me.
I love Slice of Life. It started as a guilty pleasure, but now I just don't care anymore.
Yeah, that's exactly, like, I used to feel so shitty watching it. Fuck, dude. I would say like I really liked it's called like Watamote or some shit like that.
Watamote, what's that about?
It's the one, you've seen it before. It's the one about this like younger girl who has like messy black hair and like she can't do anything right. Like she fucking like can't.
Oh yeah.
She's like super embarrassed in social situations and shit.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
And I don't know why. It's not my favorite one, but it's just the one that just came to mind.
Okay.
I don't know why I can't think of other Slice of Lives right now, but I used to watch a lot of them. Name a couple off. Like, what are some like the?
I'll tell you my favorite. My favorite, hands down, fucking K-On!
Oh, I watched K-On! When I was young.
K-On! was different for me. I remember. So I was in the Marine Corps in Okinawa, and one night I was just like looking for anime to watch and stuff like that. But I didn't want to start something that was like too, heavy. I just finished watching like Konosuba for the first time. I kind of wanted something in that vein, but like not just something I could go to sleep to, basically. Then I found K-On! And like for the next like 2 weeks, that's what I would watch like 2 episodes of K-On! And go to sleep, bro. Cause like that anime is just like, it's nice, it's wholesome, it's very easy to watch.
I know what my favorite one is.
Okay, go ahead.
Nichijou.
Okay.
Nichijou.
Okay.
100%. That studio broke their budget animating that shit.
Yeah.
They went bankrupt animating that shit.
Okay.
And it shows.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's a pretty hilarious one too. Like,
I really liked Nichijou. That one's a really good slice of life.
right.
It's just funny, It's
Right.
just like it is what it is. It's well animated.
I like that one. There's another one that's
Don't say Fruits Basket.
it's not Fruits Basket.
Don't say Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
If you consider that's a pretty good slice of life one too.
I watched that one too.
It's very well animated.
Yeah.
And it's a good. I would put that in like. It's a good one to go to sleep to because it's a lot of times it's like super wholesome. It doesn't make you depressed or sad.
That's what I mean by slice of life.
Yeah,
Oscar. When I watch slice of life, that is what I mean. Ones that are just like, they don't make you super sad. They don't make you super depressed. They're not that serious.
Right.
They're not that gripping.
Yeah.
They're just a slice of life.
Yeah, but K-On's up there for me. Okay, this one I was just thinking about. What was your favorite like mystery anime? Like what really got you like thinking and your noggin about like
Oh, sorry, one last one. Barakamon.
Barakamon?
The calligraphy one.
Oh, okay.
I really, really liked that one.
All right.
I loved that for some reason. I don't know what stuck with it for me, but the themes that they explore in that show and like him trying to pursue a skill and not feeling good enough and like really good show. Love that show.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry.
That's
you were
a good
saying.
one. I was gonna say, what's your favorite like mystery anime?
Promise Neverland.
Promise Neverland.
Season one. Okay.
It's fair description to me.
I haven't,
I'll never forget the Japanese
I haven't
for what they
even
did for that
watched
anime.
season 2, and that's how it's gonna stay.
I'm saying you should read the manga if you like season 1 that much.
I'm not a big manga guy.
Yeah, we've been over this.
Well,
but
the listeners don't know, and I don't want to come in as hard as I usually do with it. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm not a big manga guy. That's what I'll tell people. Not a big manga guy. I don't really like to read manga. I don't really like to read comic books. So not the biggest fan of manga personally.
fucking terrible.
If I'm gonna read, I'll read a book.
But what was it about Promise Neverland that like really got you?
It was just really gripping, dude. Like
fun fact. Before I let you go, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Fun fact about Promise Neverland. My lovely German mother Anna has never watched anime before, right? And but she doesn't really watch anime. She doesn't really watch like anything like nerdy like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't really get into that kind of stuff. She doesn't mess around. But I somehow convinced her to watch one anime. I had one fucking shot in the barrel, and I knew that if I missed this shot, she would never watch it again. Right?
Yeah.
I sighted down and I shot and I said, hey, you should check out season 1 of Promise Neverland.
How'd it go?
And she watched it and she really enjoyed it because
there you go.
Some nights I didn't bring it up and she would be like, hey, we should finish
She
that.
wants to know what happens next,
and
bro.
she calls it, she was like, we should finish that mango because
mango.
because
she thinks
manga.
Yeah.
But it says mango. And I'm like, that's so off, but that's okay. And we watched it.
I really liked Promise Neverland, man. It's good.
And she did finish it and she did enjoy it. I'll never show her season 2.
No, don't. Just let it stay. Let it stay
I'll let it simmer.
No, but Promise Neverland season 1 was good.
Yeah.
Very gripping. It's an interesting premise, you know? Like, it starts so normal. That's the thing. It starts so happy and normal, you know? And then it just starts to turn on you.
Oh,
and then
the end of that first episode is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then I was just hooked, you know? I was like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
And then there's all the interpersonal things between the kids. You know, they're trying to plot this stuff, and they're coming up. You get to watch them come up with a scheme to try to you know, figure out what's. It's just gripping. It's just a good old gripping mystery. That one is good. And then I'd say, do you count Monster as a mystery anime?
I've never watched Monster, so I wouldn't know. You can count it if you want
that
to.
would be my vote. Some people who have seen Monster, I agree. It's not a mystery. Like, that's not what the genre is.
Okay.
But it's there's like big mysteries to it that they're trying to solve.
I've heard that Monster was good though.
And it's about a detective,
Okay.
you know? So that's why it's my.
Hey, makes sense.
It's pretty dark though, as a fair warning.
Okay. My favorite mystery anime, this actually is a recent anime, but Odd Taxi.
Oh, I love Odd Taxi. Yeah.
Odd Taxi went crazy.
Although
for
it's
me,
kind
dude.
of short, they're shorter episodes, shorter format, right?
It is shorter, but that really had me like week to week, like what is going on? I would watch like YouTube videos about like the little background secrets that they had about like the pen and stuff like that, and so like you could track the killer from place to place if you saw this pen, and then like
Odd Taxi also has it goes over some like social themes too.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah.
People being addicted to games on their phone.
Oh,
or
dude.
Like,
Yeah.
It had, you know, the way people talk, social media.
This is my first shout out on the show about an anime, but shout out Yano, bro. I've never been more enthralled by a villain than Yano, dude. that dude rapped every single word he said in that entire show.
True
and
that.
it was fire. I didn't understand what he was saying, except for the subtitles.
But you don't have to.
But like, he was speaking the language of the gods. He was speaking straight to my soul, bro, with the bars that he was spitting, bro.
Now look, we've said sad anime. We've said funny anime. We've even said mystery anime. It's time, bro. Let's get to the real genres here.
Okay.
Let's do it.
You want to do this?
I mean,
Go
we
ahead.
only got, 20 minutes left.
All right, man. What are you thinking of?
Well, I was thinking we can't just say fighting anime. We can't just say shonen.
Shonen. I was gonna say shonen, and you already know.
Right.
You already know.
But there's
what
anim-
first, second, third, and fourth for me.
I
is.
know. But there's anime that have like would you consider Tower of God a shonen? You see what I'm saying?
Oh, you mean like seinen anime? So like Death Note and
Well, Tower of God has a lot of fighting in it.
yeah.
So it has to be because Death Note doesn't have fighting. It's more
But
like
no,
psychological.
seinen is more. It's more adult. It's like shonen is for like
Jujutsu Kaisen, for
preteens.
example.
Jujutsu Kaisen shonen.
Okay.
But
You see how there's two categories
no,
there?
no.
I don't know
it
how
would
to
be.
like.
It would be like
like darker than black?
It deals with mature themes and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
that.
it's like one level darker than regular shonen. So-
That's like my favorite
Yeah.
anime genre, I think.
Okay.
Whatever Seinen, is that what it's called?
Yeah, seinen.
that's like my favorite anime genre. I
yeah,
think.
yeah. So what's your favorite?
Shoot, dude. Full Metal's really good. Is Full Metal a seinen?
Shonen. That's shonen.
Even though it goes over some really fucked up themes,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. Like even
Are you sure, dude?
Yeah, because even like Attack on Titan is shonen. Is it?
I don't really get what the difference is then. I mean,
It's
the stuff
just
that
for-
they,
it's
dude, they
just
go
for,
over
like-
I
it's
can't even
just for,
say
like,
on the
a-
show the stuff they go over.
It's just like a more mature. It's like a
sure.
It's like for age range. Shonen is for
Seinen
like
is for, like, adults.
It's like for 13 to 15-year-olds. Seinen is for like
Seinen,
18
like
to early
Seinen,
20s.
they couldn't show on Toonami. They had to show that
Exactly.
shit on Adult Swim.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay,
So what would be
let's
a good
start.
example?
I'm trying to think of my favorite Seinen, dude. I really like that genre, so probably like Berserk.
Yeah, that's definitely a seinen. Yeah.
Yeah, probably Berserk, dude.
Yeah.
Berserk is pretty top for me, dude. I really liked
Cowboy
Darker Than-
Bebop's a seinen.
Oh, Cowboy Bebop, yeah, Cowboy
Yeah.
Bebop, yeah, that's a seinen. Yeah, I liked Berserk a lot. I liked. I'm trying to think of another one that Darker Than Black.
Okay.
Even though Dark in the Black was kind of a smaller one, I did really like it.
Okay.
What about you?
For me, I'm looking through here and I'm trying to see
some examples of Sandin.
Yeah. Some of this is
Just say Made in Abyss.
be like, oh, shit. There you go.
Yeah.
There it is. Made in Abyss. Yeah. To be honest, Made in Abyss is in my top 3. My top 3
Of all anime?
Of all anime.
Wow.
Of
Okay.
all anime, dude. Made in Abyss had me in a way in like, I've never been like, talk about mystery anime. Made in Abyss might have to go over Odd Taxi. It definitely
Okay.
is over to Odd Taxi and mystery.
Okay.
Because
But Odd Taxi's a runner-up. A recent
yeah.
one that you watched.
Oh yeah,
That is good.
I'm kind of mad that I forgot about Made in Abyss, but Made in Abyss is fucking phenomenal, dude.
Made in Abyss is one that I recommend that anyone listening go check out. If you've seen it, you've definitely seen art of it, and you thought the same thing I did. Okay,
That
you thought,
show
what the
is-
fuck is this shit? What are these chibi characters? I
That
don't
show
fucking
is
want to watch this.
fucked up,
it looks
dude.
stupid as hell.
Yeah.
Then I talked to Micah, and he was like, "Oh no, that show's not a child show. That's a fucked up show." And I talked to Oscar, and he said the same thing. So I think
Did
I'm
I
gonna.
show you Made in Abyss?
No, I've never seen it, dude. I've never seen it.
Bro, we gotta watch Made in
So
Abyss.
I was like
dude.
thinking I might want to. I might want to
never
watch it.
watched
I've
Made in-
never seen
You've
it.
never watched Made in Abyss.
I always avoided it because the art looks so.
Wow.
Have you
No,
seen
no.
the art of it?
We definitely have to watch Made in Abyss.
So
homie.
I'm down. But
Yeah.
I would recommend anyone listening, if you avoided watching it because of the art, give it a shot.
Oh man, I didn't even know that you didn't watch it.
Yeah, I didn't.
If
watch
I
it.
would have known that, I would have sat you down and like, yeah, okay, Made in Abyss. That's a must watch.
So that's it for Sandin,
If
right?
you ever want to, like that, it'll get you thinking. It'll make you very, very uncomfortable. And like the world building that show does, it's so phenomenal because it's such a simple mystery. It's about a city that is built over a giant chasm in the ground called the Abyss. And the way it works is that the deeper you go into the abyss, the harder it is to come back. So if you go through level 1 of the abyss,
like the gravity increases on the way back.
it's not the gravity. There's like a curse, they call it. It's like a curse.
So it just makes it harder to go up.
Yes, to come up the abyss. So if you go down into the first level and then come back up, you'll get like nauseous. If you go into the second level and come back up, you'll get like you'll have like a severe migraine, and for a while you won't be able to like function because of the headaches and stuff like that.
I'm guessing at certain levels you can start to like
Yeah.
perceive physical harm.
Yes, the third level is like you throw up. The fourth level is you bleed out of like every orifice.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah. And then like I think past the fifth level is death. And then, no. Past the fifth level,
Now,
it might be
now, hold
death.
on.
Yeah.
Is this if you come back to the surface?
If
or
you,
if you
as
go up
long
a
as you
level?
no. If you are in the fifth level and you walk up a hill, the curse activates. So
if you go up at all.
Yes,
if you get any increase in elevation.
any increase in elevation, the oh no, the fifth level is you lose your mind. You,
Oh my God.
You start bleeding, you vomit, you have the
start, like,
nausea, you have the
hallucinating
migraine,
dementia and
and you start like hallucinating. The sixth levels when you the sixth level is the level of no return. Once you go down to the sixth level, if you come back up, you die. So it's all about this town and in
Try
the
not to spoil anything.
I'm not gonna spoil. In the abyss, there's like ancient relics and stuff like that, and our heroes or the protagonists of the story are these two. Is this like little girl and her friend that like want to go down and explore because anybody explores the abyss, and and just all the kind of animals and things that are in the abyss. It's so amazing. Like honestly, like that's one of my favorite shows of all time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's Sandin for
All
me.
right, I got the next category.
Okay, go ahead.
We're not going to say shonen yet.
Okay.
We're going to say isekai. I have mine.
Go ahead.
What? Why are you talking like that?
I was gonna say as a joke Digimon because it is an isekai,
my
but
fucking
go
God.
ahead. What's your
Genius here, dude.
favorite?
Okay. Probably right now, Jobless Reincarnation. That shit's tight.
Oh yeah, Jobless Reincarnation.
That shit's tight.
Oh yeah,
Really gripping.
you're welcome. By the way,
Thanks. Where that shit left off, what the fuck? You know, I need to know. I need to know what
Yeah.
happens next. But I have runner-ups. Okay.
okay. I think Jobless Reincarnation is probably my top one too.
Okay,
because
great.
I was enamored by that show.
Overlord. The first season. The first season.
Okay.
The first season. Okay.
Yeah.
The first season was shaping up to be really good.
Right.
So I have a soft spot in my heart for that. What's it called? The slime one. My reincarnation as a slime.
Yeah.
I like that one to just put on and just eat some popcorn too. You know what I mean? Like it's just like
Right.
a nice. Shield Hero's trash. What's the other one that I'm forgetting? Apparently, Assassination Hitman or Assassination Reincarnation or whatever the fuck is good. You know the one I'm talking about?
Not
There's
really.
like a hitman, a hired killer that
Okay.
like is the main character for an isekai.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I know we're jumping around a lot. Another really good Sanin, Goblin Slayer.
Goblin Slayer's pretty.
Goblin Slayer's pretty good.
To be honest,
Goblin Slayer's pretty good.
I couldn't get past the first episode. That was
It's rough, right?
it was a bit much for me. It was really, I did not enjoy that viewing.
No one
experience.
enjoys that. But
So-
here, look, they never do it again for the rest of the show.
No, that's great and all, but
From now on, just skip past episode 1.
yeah.
Check it out. It's good.
All right.
But no, and then another one, another isekai one that was good was I'm trying to think. I didn't really enjoy ReZero very much.
Me neither. A
You
lot
know?
of people love ReZero. I can't.
It's just like weirdly sad, and the main character's kind of lame. And
I'll say this: I got into, to be honest, I tried to watch ReZero a bunch of times, and I got to a certain point, and I would always stop. But when I went past that point, it was actually really good, and like I got on track and stuff like that. And then like season 2 was all right, but like for me, the way they talk in that show, like the dialogue.
yeah,
It just kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of weird for me. And like, I don't know. It was
No
it
Game
was
No
all
Life.
right. No Game No Life is for weird people. Like,
What do you mean? It's
don't
pretty
know.
good, dude.
I don't know. Do you have a sister?
And the last one I was gonna say, it's not an isekai, is it? I don't know what genre this is, but is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon?
I thought that was an isekai, but yeah, like I said, I'm not a big isekai guy.
That one's all right. It's
Yeah.
all right.
But I would say Jobless Reincarnation is my number one, and then
tight.
Konosuba, of course.
Shit's tight.
Yeah.
All right.
Before we get to shonen,
Yeah.
I would like to say, because I did want to talk about this, romance anime. What do you got?
I don't watch romance anime.
Really?
This is all you, bro.
Never?
5 centimeters per second. There you go.
You've never watched Toradora?
Oh wait, Toradora. Yeah. Oh no, that one's pretty good. It's not the best one.
Toradora is good. But my favorite romance would be Love is War. Love is War is also hilarious. It's a great romance, and season 3, the ending of season 3 fucking blew me away. Love is War is probably, yeah, it's pretty peak.
Hell
And then not to be outdone by what is that? What's it called?
Does Spy Family count as slice of life?
I would say it's slice of life.
I like Spy Family too. It's pretty
Spy
good.
Family's all right.
I think it's pretty good.
I really like what's it called? It's the one Shinobu, Love.
Oh, Chunobu. Yeah.
Yeah,
Love
love,
the robots one.
Shinobu and Other Delusions. That's a really good romance anime.
That's the one with the eye patch girl, right?
Yeah, she's that it's really funny, and like the ending of season 1 really got me. Yeah, but that's that for me. Now, without further ado, shonen baby.
Yeah. Oscar, why don't you just
One
if
Piece
it was
is
gonna
the,
be if it was gonna be any question
I think
here.
One Piece is the greatest anime to ever be made. Honestly, One Piece man, it's just, I think about, and it's, for me, One Piece is the story. Well, okay, I'll say this. One Piece isn't the greatest anime to ever be made. One Piece is the greatest manga for sure. My favorite manga for sure. I'll say my favorite, just so I'm not,
No, bro, say it with your chest. Who gives a fuck?
Okay, I'll say it. One Piece is the greatest manga ever made. Honestly, the numbers. Look at the numbers. That's all I got to say about it. Look at the numbers. And One Piece is your favorite mangaka's favorite manga, bro. Okay. The thing about One Piece is that the story's great, the characters are amazing, the fights are like, dude, great, like phenomenal, right?
Phenomenal.
The thing that gets me about One Piece is that Oda is doing this week by week on 3 hours of sleep, making
You
chapter.
could have listed it as your mystery anime too, technically.
Oh yeah, technically, it's got a great mystery.
We can say this. I don't personally agree with his take about One Piece being the greatest, but that's hey, that's the whole point of this.
The mystery in One Piece is nuts, dude.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure what the One Piece is one of the greatest mysteries in all of anime.
Yeah,
it has lasted for 20 years,
and it's
a shit ton of people want to know what it is.
Well, and the fact that it's not like stale yet, you know what I'm saying?
But the goated part is, it's the name of the fucking show.
Right.
That's the extra cherry on top. It's called One Piece. It's all about that mystery.
Right.
So,
and
even though
it's not about that, and that's like it's in the background.
That's pretty sick that like this show is still this popular for 20 years, and we still don't know what that final mystery is.
Yeah.
That's pretty hype, even if you don't like One Piece.
It's pretty hype, and I think the way that he built up that mystery and the breadcrumbs that he puts around it and the foreshadowing and stuff like that, it's just, I don't know who else is doing stuff like this. I don't know who else can foreshadow the way he does. I don't know who else can like weave stories within stories like he does, and then have that be a part of an arc that's also about that story in a macrocosm, and then that arc itself is also in a story that's about another story. It's like a fucking Russian nesting doll of story. So it's just, honestly, I don't, to be honest, nothing can really touch that for me. I mean, runner-ups, I think that's just me. Runner-ups have to be Jujutsu Kaisen, phenomenal, really good.
Agree.
Really good shonen. It's not your everyday shonen. It's like, shonen is kind of like this power fantasy sort of thing, and like, I want to be the greatest because blah blah blah, and like, that's cool when you're like 12, but you need something a little bit more to keep my attention nowadays, and Jujutsu Kaisen has that shit, dude. Has that. The mysteries in Jujutsu Kaisen is pretty great. The fights in Jujutsu Kaisen is awesome. It has Gojo. I mean, what else can I say? I mean, Gojo alone.
Gojo's the dude.
Gojo's, out of all of heaven and earth, he alone is the honored one. That's Gojo, bro.
And we're about to see more. We're about to see more from him with this.
What's other good shonen? I mean, yeah.
Chainsaw
Kaisen.
Chainsaw Man?
Chainsaw Man is Sanning, which, I mean, I can't believe I didn't talk about that.
Sure it is?
Yeah, Chainsaw Man is Sanning. It's not in
Well, we need to talk about Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man is, dude.
This Chainsaw Man is crazy.
You haven't read the you haven't read the manga, so you don't know how fucked up that show gets, but Chainsaw Man is crazy.
The one demon that I was seeing was pretty crazy.
Oh yeah. Which one are you talking about?
The Eternity Demon. I don't want to.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to like spoil too much.
Yeah. No, that's pretty nuts. But like, even dog, it's. If I could have you read one manga, it'd be Chainsaw Man. If you were to give me that option, I'd probably have you read Chainsaw Man. because then you could understand, like, even if a manga, and Chainsaw Man has great art, but it's not the same as like a Berserk or a Vagabond,
right?
To where it's like a painting, but the way that he draws gore and viscera, and the way he draws his characters like having terrible moments and stuff like that, and the way he draws action, he's a master of what he does.
I would like to point out that Jujutsu Kaisen translates roughly to sorcery fight.
Nice. That's why Gojo is the Jujutsu Kaisen for real.
Can I do my shonen?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I don't want to cut you off if you had like any.
Yeah, I think Chainsaw Man. So there, Chainsaw Man. I have a prediction. Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, and what's the new one that's coming out? I'd have to look for. It's actually coming out pretty soon here, but there's a third that's coming out that's also really good. But there's another show, Paradise.
Paradise Lost.
No, it's
Her Paradise.
Paradise. I'll look it up. You go ahead and tell yours.
All right. So my favorite shonen. This is a big list for me. Okay. This is a big list. First off, right off the bat, Hunter x Hunter.
Hell's Paradise is the name of the
Hell's
show.
Paradise.
Hell's Paradise.
I'd say my favorite shonen is probably Fairy Tail. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I was just gonna let you move on with that.
No. Hunter x Hunter is up there for me. Very good show. Honestly, really, really good show. Excellent fighting. Excellent character development. I love the story. And I'm referring to the most recent one. If you like the older one, hey, no hate from me. I'm preferential to the 2011 one, but yeah, I like that. I like that one. I like that show a lot. Another one for me, Jujutsu Kaisen. It's new, but man, is it good. It's just good.
Yeah.
The fighting is good.
That's fair.
The fights are interesting. The visuals are great. The characters do their job. They're interesting enough that you want to see them on screen. You want to see them fight. It's good. It's a good show. Another one for me, One Punch Man. Wasn't a big fan of the season 2, which I think is a sentiment shared by a lot of people. But One Punch Man really came around for me because the first One Punch Man was actually the first manga I ever saw. I was in the library at my high school, and they had a manga section, and I was looking into it, and I saw this thing called One Punch Man, and that title was just so like, what the fuck? One Punch Man?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Does he kill everything with one punch? And then I looked at
exactly
it, and that's
what he does.
and I was like, there's no fucking way they made a whole fucking manga about that. And dude, the show's tight. It's a good show. I like the fighting. I like the way they take that premise and make it interesting. It's good. It's a good show. Good shonen. King and Ashura. I gotta say, more people should be watching King and Ashura. It's a fantastic fighting show. It's martial arts with a little bit of added craziness without going as crazy as Baki. They're not like dodging bullets with their brain.
Right.
But they're still doing some stuff that's not really humanly possible. Great fucking show. And honestly, probably my best use of 3D. I'm not a big fan of 3D in anime. They make it look good, and that's a hard feat. And then Soul Eater, man. Soul Eater is Soul Eater
was a sleeper.
Yeah, Soul Eater was
That's
one of
a
the
sleeper.
earliest ones I watched. I used to love Soul Eater so much. I got a little fucking Soul Eater necklace. I was like going full
That is
weed.
a sleeper, ladies. And
That show's great. Really cool premise. Honestly, I wish that premise had been done more. With the whole like character being the weapon and the other one being the maestro or the meister.
Fire Force is great too.
Fire Force is great.
Yeah.
Fire Force is sick. You should go watch Fire Force. Awesome. The fights near the end of the show.
Oh yeah.
Those motherfuckers go crazy.
Fire Force has great sound design. Too.
Whoever's on the sound design.
Whoever
that guy makes clipping sound good, dude.
That dude goes crazy.
Yeah.
Like he's going above and beyond.
He loves his job. You know he loves his job.
Yeah, that is.
And then I got to give one last one, okay? And this one's gonna be controversial. It's gonna be a real controversial pick. A lot of people don't like this anime. They've never watched it. But just based off of the premise alone, a lot of people don't like this anime because it's just a weird premise, and you know, it's not really done a lot. But I gotta say, I'm trying to remember what the name is. It was here it is, Shokugeki no Soma, the food fighting anime.
Oh, you mean Food Wars?
Food Wars. I was looking for the Japanese name.
Food Wars is actually really good.
Thank you.
Food Wars is
When I talk to people about this, they're like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
It's because of the kind of
it's the premise.
It's the fan service of that show.
Well,
I think.
okay, yeah, it's ridiculous how anytime they taste anything good,
it's literally orgasmic.
You gotta give them credit for one thing though, it's not strictly fan service,
right?
Because they show guys and girls, both
well,
getting their like clothes ripped off and being in food ecstasy.
Even if it's a guy, it's still fan service.
Yeah, but it's like the tip when people hear anime fan service, you know what they think.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I'm saying like I don't think they typically just did it for that. That show's actually good, dude. Like honestly, the way that the main character is determined, it's really cool watching them be creative with foods. I think the first food that he ever makes, this is spoilers by the way, if you want to watch the show, don't listen to me, but the first food that he ever makes to like audition and like you know how they have to like, he has to audition for the role of getting into the tournament, you know, the school.
Right.
He makes this egg rice dish, egg fried rice, where he takes chicken stock and he turns chicken stock into like gelatin cubes, and then he puts it in the rice and then dumps the egg over it, and it melts the cubes and it like shape shifts and changes. I was like, that's fucking cool. That's a really cool like idea for food.
And you can make that shit in real life.
You can just go make that. So yeah, I gotta hand it to that show for surprising me. That's one I would call a sleeper hit as well. But yeah, I'd say those. I'm trying to think if there's any other one. I mean, there's so much shonen. It's hard to like.
Man, I noticed there's something missing from that list, and it saddens me. But it's okay.
Well, thank you guys for for coming to the show. Hope you enjoyed episode 4.
Yeah, we'll probably have more episodes like this with different topics and stuff like that we'll go on and continue to flesh out. But for any of the shows that you watch from us that you heard of today, please let us know what you thought of it, and you know, maybe give us your hot takes or tell us that we were wrong.
Give us your cold takes.
Yeah, give us your cold takes. Give us those ice cold takes.
That's what we like here.
Like Black Clover being trash. Word to Cam.
That's a cold take right there. But honestly, Black Clover is probably my top shonen anime, right behind Fairy Tail.
That's They're just two anime fighting for the number one spot in my heart.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah. But let us know what you think, and as always, you never know what anybody's going through, so be kind to everybody. We'll see you later.
Ciao.